Jean, you were mid-sentence
What's
about,
that?
you were in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, I was just saying that, we're kind of in a weird situation because it's not your typical, contract, because it's just to hold us over while we work out what we're going to do for the expansion. And the next month, I hope to have the contract with the property owners, and maybe we'll have something figured out with that.
Could you just walk through what the different pins, like the different amounts are? So.
You're all gonna have to speak up, you have no microphone.
Some of this stuff is, which part are you looking at?
I'm looking at part.
Oh, yeah, there's-
Just what these different amounts,
Yeah, you're
these
asking.
different pins, fiscal shares, what that means.
I don't know what that is.
Or
Only thing I know is we're getting, 80,000 is
So-
coming from for us.
Okay, so this is this is what's pertinent
Yeah.
to us here.
Yep.
Okay, and historically, has the town paid anything above that?
No, we've always gotten reimbursed everything.
Okay.
We pay rent to them,
Mhm.
and we pay maintenance fees for the care of the little building that they have there and to plow.
And get reimbursed for
We
that?
get reimbursed for that, and we get reimbursed for the lighting bill too.
Okay, and I know you and we had talked about when the expansion does happen, it's the state that basically works out with them the design of the...
Yes, the state right now has a couple ideas. I'm not at liberty to discuss that right now because it's being negotiated with the property owner.
Okay.
We're waiting for a response from them about what they want to do.
Okay. Well, I would say without having any information about it, we had talked about it as infrastructure in the parking lot. If we can push for that, that would reflect well on us.
I think if we just do an expansion right now and you have
What would you consider green as far as?
Well, there are techniques that you could put in a parking lot.
As far as the surface?
So like swales, drainage into,
Pretty much,
landscaping.
I would say that,
the DECs,
we're
the
at the
DOT.
mercy of the DOT.
Yep.
They're gonna come down and do this project, and they're not open to suggestions or, it's what they do.
I always like to try. Even
Well,
if they say no,
The old-
it doesn't hurt to try.
It doesn't, but you gotta remember too, that a lot of these projects that we get are due to the fact that we work well with the state, and once we start questioning or buts and do that, and those opportunities may not be there. So as well-intentioned as some of those things may be, single project that comes forth is not gonna be retooled to be a green project or but, and how about this? And I'm just
Right.
saying that up
Let's
front.
just
Let's,
all right,
with that said,
And I will
I
say
would-
that we're
I
an
would-
MS4 community, so
Yeah.
I think they'll be open to it if we suggest it in a constructive and not in a...
Maybe.
And I
Order
think
it
if
that
it's
way.
just the expansion of the 10 or 12 spots
That's
or
it.
18 spots that, that they possibly could take over, they may not do anything except designate it. They might not really do any other improvements until they know whether they're taking over a bigger section of that property.
Mhm.
So that's what we're waiting to find out.
Okay.
But anyway, let's go ahead and prove this because we've all been waiting for this to be dealt with. And it was kind of a slow-moving. So, Mandy, I hope you know what number we're at.
I double-checked before we started, it's number 10.
Thank you. So Resolution 3, 2014-10, supplemental agreement number 2 between New York State DOT and the town of Rosendale for the Rosendale parking lot. Whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale has determined that it is desirable to provide parking facilities to support long-distance and local bus services and carpooling. And whereas the New York State Department of Transportation has set aside additional funding for the town of Rosendale for expenses incurred in providing such a facility, including monies for the revised monthly lease. And whereas the premises where the park and ride facility is located at 1056 State Route 32, Rosendale, New York, 12472, and is owned by the estate of Donald S. DPU. And whereas the property owner, the town of Rosendale, and New York State Department of Transportation are all desirous of initiating supplemental agreement number 2 to CO 24784. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale authorize the supervisor to sign said supplement contract, which has been attached here to and made a part hereof, with the New York State Department of Transportation and the town of Rosendale for additional funding in order to continue to provide parking facilities to support long-distance and local bus services and carpooling.
I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hassett.
yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Krasowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. The other one that we have here is to authorize me to apply for a grant for a Main Street Revitalization Program application through Central Hudson and Fortis. And deadline was March 31st. That's the main reason we had this meeting. Chris has done some work for me to put together a price list of just adding on repairs to sidewalks, upgrading the sidewalks after they get torn up, adding some signage. I thought we could add the signs that we need on Main Street from our activity plan, some park benches, and some garbage cans.
And then I followed up with some bike racks.
And bike
I
racks,
forgot
yeah.
that on the first.
Yeah. So those are kind of those things that we can probably improve the district, and also help us to offset the cost of the other projects we're doing, because once you tear it up and put it back, we might not have the decorative part of the sidewalks that we've had before, so that would help us to be able to fix that part of it.
Can I just ask a question?
Not really.
Okay, never mind.
You can ask me after.
Okay.
Now, this is all contingent on us doing the other projects, but I was hoping to be able to tie it all together, so we only have to open our roads once. And Chris is going to go back and do a little bit more work for me to make it, more presentable for the actual application, since I'm a little swamped right now. I appreciate the help.
Sure.
So if everybody's okay with this, I'll go ahead with the resolution.
Okay.
3/2014-11, Main Street Revitalization Program application, whereas Central Hudson Gas and Electric Corporation is offering a grant aimed at revitalization of downtown areas through streetscape enhancements, and whereas the town of Rosendale is interested in applying for said program to help revitalize Main Street, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale authorize supervisor to apply for said grant.
Want a second?
I would say you should.
Thank you.
Roll vote, Councilman Hassett.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Krasowski,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. All right. I really have nothing else on the agenda, and since we only held this special meeting for those two items, we really need to make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
I'm in favor.
Roll vote, Councilman Hassett.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilman Krasowski.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm on that one. Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.